Alright, so this talk is going to be about the evolution of cars, or the lack thereof. As you will see in my PowerPoint, cars that we drive today are actually not as different as we may think from the original car, which is the Model T. Um, I'm hopefully going to answer the question of why haven't we gotten to flying cars, which a lot of people have depicted we'd have by now. Um, or why haven't we really advanced at all when we have advanced uh, in watches, televisions, and most importantly phones. We have watches that we can make phone calls and send text messages from. We have TVs that we can use our hands to switch the channel without a remote. And obviously the iPhones have been advancing year after year after year, and it's kind of incredible what they've been doing. So we're gonna look at the original model of the Model T. It's a pretty old school car, nothing special. Really doesn't look like a car that we'd be driving today, like a Ford Mustang or any Porsche that really just stands out or looks nice. Pretty much just looks like an old car. But as we look into the design part of it, we can see that the design is really not very different from cars that we may drive today. Um, it has the radiator in the front, motor in the back. It's got the same old steering wheel system that most cars use. The gas tank is located in the back, which the majority of cars use. And I could go on and on. The dash, the seats, the exhaust pipes, even the wheels. The wheels are exactly the same, four wheels. And now we look at the Mustang. It sure looks like a really nice car, but all in all, it really is no different from that Model T that we just saw, besides the looks. Now this is where there's a little flaw in my system, that all cars are the same. The driverless car, which has not been publicly released yet, but is going through tests, is probably the closest thing that we have to flying cars. And we finally did away with a lot of the aspects that were similar to the Model T, like the steering wheel system is in most models going to be in the middle now, and it will maybe be accessible to both sides of the car, depending on whether the car will be accessible to manual driving instead of it just driving itself. As you can see in the top right, the two front seats will be facing each other in some models, which is a lot different from any other car that is on the market right now. For most models, the engine is also going to be in the back. There are a couple Porsches that are like that, but not most cars are like that. The storage will be in the front and the engine will be in the back, which is a lot different. And most importantly, this car will be driving itself. That is probably the biggest advancement we've had in cars since four-wheel drive. The whole thought of a car driving itself really is just reassuring that maybe there is a future. Maybe we will have flying cars. But as for right now, we do have a new advancement. Now, another question that is frequently asked is this the future? Is this it? Will there ever be driverless cars? Well, for my generation, at least, this is the future. Now, I'm not saying that there will never be flying cars, but for as long as I live, this will be it. And that is not because it's impossible to have flying cars, but we wouldn't have enough time to implement pretty much the resources available to even have flying cars yet. The whole highway situation would have to be fixed. The projection just to fix the highway system and for streets to be available for driving would be at least 50 years. Um, what a lot of people or a lot of companies are saying is that they would form magnetic highway systems so that would keep the car in the air for the whole time. It wouldn't actually be a flying car, it'd be more of a magnet system. Um, and most importantly, we'd actually have to have a flying car model that some companies would have for us to even think about having flying cars yet. Is it possible? Yes. Is it going to happen anytime soon? Most likely, no. For this future car, is this safe? The answer to that question would be yes. For the most part, the tests that these driverless cars have been going through have been very successful. I actually this link right here is going to give a video of a man with a woman and a film crew. They're going to go on a little test drive and they're going to test the autopilot system that they put into just a regular Tesla car just to see if it would work. And the test is to see the car's transition from 0 to 60 miles an hour, how smooth it is, and just how easily it is to do it in the new car. It is also going to touch on the safety. There is you'll see there's a man who is kind of in the way of the car and actually has to move out, and he touches on the point that what if an object comes in front of the driverless car? What will it do? How will it react? And how is that safe? And pretty much there is a radar system that will be used to detect like stop signs or pedestrians walking or anything like that. It's kind of incredible to see. I don't know if any of you have seen the new app that's out. It's called Waze. It's a new GPS system for your phone. It tells you where police cars are and where the construction is, and it's all pretty much reported by other people. But it's going to take that same concept and it's actually going to use a radar system to say, well, there's construction on this day, so the car is going to have to slow down, or it'll know that there is a stop sign there just by GPS updates and stuff like that. So that will conclude my TED Talk. It probably leaves you with a lot of questions, which I'll list a couple in the description, and that's kind of the point. It's kind of hard to know all the answers about the evolution of cars because it's moved so slowly and it's kind of secretive. A lot of people don't even know that Google's making a car, which they are, and yes, it is driverless, which is pretty awesome. But this is just a topic that I thought was extremely interesting, and I hope you guys like my video, and have a nice day.